Hi, welcome to the Easy Trader Update. This is Kym speaking on Wednesday the 9th of October. Okay, just a quick reminder before I get on to the update is that we have a webinar tomorrow evening that Charlie will be covering at 7:15 I think it is, UK time. If you haven't already signed up for it and want to, just go to the easytrader.com site and click on the webinars tab, and there's a sign up link on there. Okay, so let's have a look at the euro first. Let's run through the markets here. As you see, we had the divergence here. The price has come off on the euro last couple of days. It's just been consolidating. It's broken out of this sort of shorter term sort of rising channel, but we're still in this much bigger channel. We've got the monthly pivot, the 50 MA and 34 MA below us here, which may provide support if we see a continuation over the next few days. We could see a good chunk of this move occur later on today. Of course, we've got the FOMC minutes coming out later on at 1900 UK. We're still British summertime, aren't we? British summertime to come out. So that could change things, but just from a technical point of view, looking at that, if they were to come out dollar positive and we were to see the euro continue to its downward track, these are sort of areas I'd be looking at either today, tomorrow, next couple of days, at least for a target if it starts moving downwards, if not for some support. If we switch to the now, sorry, but if it were to turn around here, of course, in terms of the upside, well, we've got plenty of upside potential. I mean, there is a draw technically earlier on in the month, always to the monthly pivot there. There's no guarantees. Just before I go on to the other factors and the measurements, as the downside here, the potential downside targets, of course, to the upside there, we've got the upper channel line may provide a bit of resistance, but obviously there's the round numbers 130, 37 for the 138 sort of areas may provide a bit of resistance into those R1 area or beyond. We really need to come out into weekly charts to see where we could then provide some resistance, and you can see that really previous highs pretty much tie up that 137 area. Okay, we're just over 137, so they're sort of targets to the upside as a short term. Now there's a huge inverted head and short shoulders going on here, 1, 2, 3, which could see it push up higher, but I think that might be just a bit out of shape and may not occur, but we'll see. Let's not worry about that for now and look at the shorter time frames. So let's just look at the 4 hourlies now. I've got a few lines on here. There's a couple of things I sort of noticed. I mean, there's a sort of a head and shoulder pattern going off on here. If that was to go, I mean, I've measured from the inside there down to the bottom here and pop that down, and from that a 1-to-1 move would give us down to this sort of level of about 134.55 area, just by simple normal extension, wave extension from this move here down to the current move where it's sitting already on a 1-to-1 basis. So I mean, this may be it. May have already seen a low. Now we may just chop a little way through to the FOMC and FOMC minutes, and then if it could continue to the upside and fly from here. Alternatively, well, it's got plenty of downside targets. You've got the 1-to-1, of course, there may provide a bit of support, but when you start getting down towards these figures, or this low, the monthly pivot seems more and more attractive, and the target I'd be looking for, I mean, it's a 1618 extension there. It'd be good from a wave formation to continue down to that way. Good if you're short, of course. Now let's have a look at cable. Let's look at the dailies first, and what we notice here is it's broken out of this it's ascending channel that we've had running for quite some time now, several months, and it's broken for the first time. And now what we'd expect here is the depth of this channel to be reached to the downside. Well, we've got the 50 MA just below us. Now this could happen in one shift if the dollar was at neutral, well, the minutes were so positive for the dollar. Alternatively, I'll come back to it, but there are some short-term points of support beforehand. We may have already come far enough again, and it may just be a peak out, and on this same buy it may just go back in, so it'll end up closing with inside this channel. And we could see then, of course, if it does run to the upside, the upper channel line being sort of points of resistance from there. Coming out, looking at the weeklies very briefly. Your next levels then, in terms of just give me some ideas of where the support is, possibly a little bit lower than that. Oops, just bring that down to probably, that'll be the first point. I mean, there's been quite a few attacks on that sort of area, that 163 area, and it could be the sort of point of initial point of resistance, but the amount of hits on that on the weekly basis, there's a chance it could just head further north from there. But from now, looking pretty bearish at the moment on this time frame. Although the bigger trend, you could argue it's still up. It hasn't broken the 50s, and so it's certainly broken the trend line here, but it's not closed today yet, so many things can happen. Looking at the 4-hourly, we've got a sort of a good area of support potentially below us here on the 1-to-1, so it's just measuring this wave here, applying it to here, and we've got a support around about 158.69, which could still occur today. Or it could be a target for tomorrow. That doesn't mean it's going to hold on there. I'm not looking for necessarily for a bounce off there, but if the markets continue to run down tomorrow, that'd certainly be a target area if I was in any shorts. Well, alternatively, what we could see here, again, a bit like the euro, is a lot of chop. It hasn't got a lot of support in this 4-hourly time frame, but there's other support areas around where we are. We're down at the daily S3 around about where we are here, or just below it maybe. So we could see a push up here. I think the fact that the FOMC, the figures and the tapering didn't start, there must be something within those minutes that may be a bit dollar negative this evening. So we'll see, that because these markets could switch around quite quickly, back positively again for the dollar, for the euro and the pound. Let's have a look at the yen briefly then, and dailies here. We've been finding a bit of support. It's been getting stronger and stronger, the yen against the dollar here, coming down, finding some support on the 200. And then resistance into some of the shorter term moving averages, short term at least. Of course, next point of resistance, we've got the trend line sitting just above us here, but we still haven't hit this monthly pivot here, and it may just want to pop up there if we see anything that creates some dollar strength. These are sort of areas I'll be expecting to hit over the next day or so. So it's around about 98.78. It could happen very quickly. If it's particularly bullish. So that's the dollar yen. Let's have a look at the euro yen. Not going to drill down to these too much. Euro yen, again, it broke this sort of trend line that was running up there, that's been running up quite nicely, but it's just found support on the 50 there at the moment, but it's struggling all over the place. If there's a potential that if these sort of levels are broken, we could see just a continuation, and then we'll look for the sort of depth of this here as a possible downward target, which may see us even head back down to the 200 moving average here. So there's some possible areas for it to actually run to. Of course, any sort of hold on here, which you could hold on here, could see us run back towards the upper band here. Okay, that's the 3-4 main currencies I'm going to be looking at for now, main pairs. If you're trading the FOMC this evening, good luck. Otherwise, I'll catch you next week, and Charlie will be back with some live trading hopefully on Friday. Bye for now.